What is up everyone, Movie Way, back again with another review, and this is going to be the 2021 film Spider-Man No Way Home, and this is directed by John Watts and stars Tom Holland, Zendaya and Benedict Cumberbatch. With the whole world knowing his true identity, Peter Parker seeks the help of Doctor Strange to cast a spell which will revert to everyone not knowing he is actually Spider-Man. However, when the spell goes wrong, a multiverse opens up and dangerous foes enter, causing chaos. And it's up to Spider-Man to save the day once again. Man, I was really looking forward to this film. I usually get excited for the Spider-Man film anyway, and I know I wasn't the only one here. This is going to be a very popular movie, I feel. But with the trailers and all the rumours circulating before its release, months in hand, I had higher expectations than usual because I felt like it was something that was going to be totally different to what we're usually accustomed to. And not only did it match my expectations, it exceeded them. When we see Peter in a world where his identity is blown, it's not usually too common in Spider-Man movies to see that. So when we see everyone react to his unmasking and what was going on with his friends and family, how it had an impact on them, it was really intriguing to see. But there's plenty more where that came from, because this goes way beyond anything a Spider-Man movie has given us before. The unmasking of Peter and the world population knowing that he is Spider-Man is just the start. Now, this is a spoiler-free review, so I can't go into too many details about the story points, but what I will say is this felt like a new leap for cinema, in my opinion. This is something that I've never really seen done before, not to this scale anyway, and I'm just glad I was there for the occasion. There was people in my cinema cheering and screaming at times in this movie with sheer excitement, and it was just an absolutely fucking awesome experience. Now, for those who have some kind of knowledge of what's going to happen in this film, I mean, it's on the damn movie posters, it's in the trailers. I know most of you are already guessing a million times as to what's going to happen, who's going to be in the movie and stuff, and it should be really complicated on paper and very complex. But this was such a simple film, actually. I mean, I never once got lost. I never thought to myself, but what about this, if that happened? It was just very, very simplified for the viewer. And may I say, viewers of all ages, really. The movie just flowed smoother than butter. Not only that, but it's just constantly entertaining throughout. I know you kind of expect that from Spider-Man movies, but the fun factor isn't just there. This is the fun factor. I was just having such a good time. Minute by minute, it's never dull, it's never boring, there's always something awesome happening on screen, and I honestly couldn't take my eyes off it. Now, the action scenes are very well done here, they're pretty incredible actually, but there's this one moment where there's a fight on a bridge, and at this time I remember thinking to myself, this is a game changer for movie history. And at the centre of this story, we just have these awesome characters who we've grew to love. MJ, Ned, Peter Parker, of course. And they just put in great performance. They are so lovable as these three characters, this little trio, if you like. But especially Tom Holland. I just want to mention him here because, to me, he is Spider-Man. I mean, I think it's probably one of, if not the most perfect casting role that the MCU have given us in the 27, 28 movies that we have up to now. I mean, he just takes this to a whole new level here. I mean, he's good anyway in the other two films and, you know, the Avenger movies, of course. But here, I just think that it's kind of like Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man 3. He owns that role now. And Peter Parker here is definitely just fitted into the mould of that Spider-Man suit. It's hard to imagine anyone in future being Spider-Man after seeing Holland just give so many great performances. But especially this one, this is by far his best role as Spider-Man. Now, another really positive thing this movie has going for it is the humour. I mean, a lot of MCU films, if not all, carry some form of comedic humour, don't they? But for me, this is by far the funniest MCU film to date. And it's probably the funniest film I've seen all year, actually. Every other line of dialogue just seemed to carry a joke. And even at the end, after this 2.5 hour runtime, I was still laughing in hysterics. It never feels boring. The humour just flows constantly with the dialogue. And the guy next to me was just having the time of his life. Me and him, I mean, I know the whole cinema probably was, but I could see him on the corner of my eye, belched over in pain because he was laughing that much. This movie just absolutely begs you to have fun with it. And when I was saying before, from minute to minute, I was just having a lot of entertainment value, a lot of this was down to the humour. I gotta give it to Marvel, man. They have set some very high boundaries in the past, even just starting the MCU to Avenger movies like Endgame and now this. I don't know how much bigger they can go. I have huge respect for certain directors out there, and to see them bash what Marvel is doing leaves kind of a bitter taste, because I can't go into a movie and be so entertained like this and then go on to agree with them. But I do agree that other movies need to be supported just as much. It would be great if so many more cinemas were jam-packed like this one for, say, The Last Duel. I'm hoping that this movie gets more people into the cinema, because everyone was just having such a good time in my screening. Now, in my opinion, there hasn't been a bad Spider-Man movie to date. Even The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which gets a little bit of hate online, I really enjoyed that. So this is just another great film to add to that already quality franchise, and I would love to see more Spider-Man movies like this going forward. It was everything I wanted and more. I don't really have many negatives with this movie at all. Even if I did, I just don't really want to say it, because I just had such a good time with this film. I can't stop thinking about it. I wouldn't go out there and say it's an absolute masterpiece or anything, but it was just absolutely, it had everything. You know, like I said, it was hilarious. There's a lot of emotion involved. It's got an awesome third act. Just go and see it. You know you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give Spider-Man No Way Home a 9 out of 10. It's a great time to be a Marvel fan, and this is actually my favourite Marvel movie to date. Okay, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for Spider-Man No Way Home is that this is actually the first trilogy in the MCU to be directed by the same director, John Watts, because like the likes of Iron Man, Captain America have had 2 different directors along the way there. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I've got a lot more reviews coming, lots more videos, and if you want to comment about Spider-Man No Way Home or any of the Spider-Man movies in general, leave it down below and I'll reply to every single one of you, I promise. Take it all easy guys. I'll see you all next video.